And in conditions like this, especially with the wind swirling and it being a little bit misty, defensively as well, it does take a little deflection or so too, maybe off the goalkeeper, maybe off a center back, could be a game changer.
It doesn't take much. And Jim Millender, watching the previous men's game, was commenting on how strong the swirl of wind was, actually coming towards the benches, coming towards, I guess it would be the western side.
Here's Ali Montoya on the right. Montoya into the area looking for Grubel, and away by Kerwood Wagner. Converted from a winger and center forward a couple of years ago, and really enjoying that spot at right back.
And Lindsay Chow really going in for a tackle after losing the ball, but wins a throw-in. She is tenacious.
Well, Stanford's won 2 out of the last 5 college cups, and that's why this stadium is packed and full. Now it's Ike, still Ike! Save made by Megan Nail. Montoya closed down.
Yeah, very, very good foot save there by Nail. In goals for USF. But now Stanford looks to be on the attack.
Well, Jasmine Ike was absolutely superb on that play, holding off the defense. And you can tell she's going to be a very special player indeed. Just a freshman, Jasmine Ike. Also from Palo Alto and went to Bryant Academy.
I think they're starting 3 freshmen, if I'm correct, Charles. Stanford. Momentum is definitely shifted towards Stanford here, attacking, continuing to attack in their offensive half.
Just 10 minutes into this game, the pace is ultra high already, and you can tell the intensity is certainly there, and a little bit of difference from the match before, in the sense that both of these two teams have already played a couple of matches that have counted already to their season.
Right, but you see the technical ability of all of these players is very high. It's really fun to watch.
Ball squirts all the way through. Kenna Roth diving on the deck there.
And Charles, that's really what you were talking about there a minute ago. Just the slightest of deflections, that could have gone awry.
Megan Nail has waited her turn to be the starting goalkeeper here in San Francisco, and finally getting that opportunity this year to do so. Had Molly Eby in front of her for the last couple of seasons, and Molly Eby now working for the athletic department here in operations, and actually one of the groundskeepers.
That's right.
Here's Kat Hill. Lovely ball into the feet of Lunsford, who settles it down, and now Jamison Ward, who scored a famous goal last year on this very pitch against Santa Clara. San Francisco continues to press. Stanford looking to alleviate that. Kenna Roth wins it back, but landed right on her thigh, and I think she's nursing a little bit of an injury on that area. She winces away, but soldiers on as Sayer comes back on this throw-in. Doms comes up high, checking in, checking back, etc. Here's Lunsford on the turn. Back into the feet of Kerwood Wagner. Her ball over the top. It's a little awkward. Chow was still making her run.
And Ryan Campbell on her top of the box, making that needed save.
Coughed up right at the top of the 18.
And, you know, pressing against Stanford as they try to come out is really working. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or a lack of options off the ball, but it's really working for USF.
Chow, Jamison Ward, and then Ike marshals that out for a throw-in.
I'm seeing a lot of activity from Kaylin Lunsford tonight. Really active, getting on the ball quite often, and that's really important. And that's going to free up Lindsay Chow.
Throwing on this far side for Pagoni and the Dons, looking to be a long throw-in.
Corner kick, USF.
Their second of the evening, just on the 16th minute mark of this game.
I think Jamison Ward did a good job shielding off her defender and then stepping away as the ball came in, only to be deflected off of Stanford for a corner kick.
Vasquez and up into the air by Cat Hill and out for a goal kick. Well, Stanford had two players selected in the NWSL draft last year. Naomi Gurma, a center back from San Jose, local product, and Belle Brita, also selected in that draft. And
I'm curious, do you know where they went? I'm always curious. Maybe we can look that up.
Yeah, Gurma to the San Diego Wave, and also Belle Brita to the San Diego Wave as well.
Well, they just set a league record for 27,000 pre-sold tickets to their next match or upcoming match. They're trying to break the all-time record of attendance in the North America women's game, trying to go past 32,000, which sounds like they may just do that. So exciting times in the women's game here in the U.S.
Chow on the ground. It's Rizzo. Great save by the goalkeeper. Ryan Campbell did well.
Very, very well, and Rizzo did a very good job keeping the ball hard and low off the first touch. Short backswing, put it on target.
The junior from Laguna Beach, Ryan Campbell. Again, this San Francisco side has never gotten a result against Stanford, not even a draw. And getting something like that against a side like Stanford would be a really good feather in the cap of Jim Millender and his team. As you had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Joe, saying that this is the deepest that San Francisco has been under head coach Jim Millender in his 12 years. They've never been to an NCAA tournament. That's almost bread and butter for Stanford. It's Chow. It's cleared away by Ike into the feet of Roth, who finds Kerwood Wagner.
And that's so essential. That second line of defense for USF, that midfield is intercepting those second balls, and that is key. In other words, their lines, defensive, midfield, and forwards are compact, and that's really working.
Paul Radcliffe, 340 wins, 64 losses, and 32 ties.
Not a bad record.
At Stanford, 3 national championships, including the 2 out of the last five years, 9 Pac-12 titles. Really incredible record. They're not used to not being at the tournament every time. Stanford, just one of these top 10 teams on the women's side. You could even argue top 5 sides.
Absolutely.
So far. They're ranked number 13 in the nation so far this season. Obviously a long way to go all the way into November, but again, they do recruit very well. It's 6 players to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and again, had 19 players drafted into the NWSL. Here comes San Francisco through the feet of Chow. It's great play by Chow, looking for Rizzo.
And even though she didn't connect that final pass, I really, really liked the way that she looked forward and tried to find Rizzo in front of the goal in an advantageous position had she received it to get a shot on goal.
Here's Kennedy Wesley. Almost gets the ball nicked off her and does. Here's Chow. Can she get a good second touch? It's still Chow! And she gets her shot off, but it's duffed right to the goalkeeper.
That seemed to be on her left side. I think she was trying to get it back on her favored right. But a good opportunity for USF there.
This is Grubel, top of the area, on mark. Grubel. And Megan Nail dives to her right.
USF can't allow too many shots like that. 25 yards out, but no one stepped to the ball defensively. And once again, you see Kenna Roth really grimacing, grabbing that left thigh of hers. So far, she's playing excellent, winning a lot of balls, a lot of 50-50 balls she is.
Almost gets through there to Maya Doms.
And Maya Doms has been very quiet the last 5 minutes, hasn't she? Stanford has almost tried to go around her. The first good 12 minutes, they were trying to go through her.
Couple substitutions here coming for Stanford. And in the game, Catherine Polson on the left side and through the middle. Now looks to be excuse me.
Oh, fantastic ball by Ward.
Looking for Chow on that far side and out for another corner for San Francisco.
And with Chow, anytime you can play her into space, that's a really good ball if she can get on the end of it.
Another corner for San Francisco. And collected well by the goalkeeper once more.
Yeah, Ryan Campbell, that was outstanding. That's exactly what the goalkeepers, you want them to do. That's what they're trained to do. She went out and met the ball at the highest point, collected it with a lot of confidence.
Kennedy Wesley. And now Engie. En route here, and it finds the net. A really well-taken goal by Samantha Williams for Stanford. That's her third of the season. USF 0, Stanford 1.
Fantastic flick on there. I think that was by number 28, if I'm correct.
Now,
Logan Smith.
Is there more here? It's Catherine Polson in the corner. Kerwood Wagner fouled. Such a nice finish there as well from Samantha Williams. San Francisco looking to answer. Here's Kaya Pagoni. And now Rizzo in the corner. Still Gabby Rizzo. And away there by Kennedy Wesley.
And Pagoni did a fantastic job of using her body to shield, to shield off Engie from Stanford to start that attack.
On here, Lunsford. They're asking for a deflection. They wanted another corner. And they're not going to get one there.
Both referees, the assistant referee and the head referee, didn't hesitate, did they?
No, not at all. Wesley down the sideline. San Francisco continuing to press. It's Gabby Rizzo offside.
She came back from behind the defender. Just needs to stay a little bit more connected, and that was a really good opportunity. Once again, pressing, stealing the ball off these build-out opportunities.
Ryan Campbell, not the best of services out of the back there. And to be fair, Lindsay Chow has probably been San Francisco's best player thus far in this opening 26, 27 minutes. And so probably has it covered down that side. But the wind and the fog isn't certainly helping.
Well, I would say that I would say that the front line, the entire front line and midfield are working very, very hard offensively and defensively, particularly defensively, and creating havoc for Stanford as they try to build out. I mean, this is not your typical Stanford team as they kick the ball out of bounds. They really like to play through the middle, play wide once the ball comes through the middle, and they're not able to do that because USF is all over them.
Doms down the field, off of the thigh there of Cat Hill. And finds Vasquez, leaving some space open for Kerwood Wagner. Ball over the top, looking for Jamison Ward, chasing that down into the corner.
And the more often USF can get the ball to Marissa Vasquez's feet, the more successful they can be. She is a dynamic player, can go in any direction at any time. Very, very tough to mark.
Here's Jamison Ward. Lunsford. And away and off the leg of Vasquez there. Throw in for the visitors.
And Jamison Ward doing an excellent job winning balls defensively and then connecting passes going forward. She's very active. Here she is, almost on the ball again.
Cat Hill, who's really been a warrior in this program. She did her knee a few years ago, and as a freshman, she was named captain of this team and has maintained that position. The redshirt junior has a couple more years to go with Kenna Roth in the back line, but they really like her. Now, on for Maya Doms from the center channel over to the right, looking for the goal scorer, Samantha Williams there, and out for a throw-in now.
And you can see, as soon as Doms gets the ball, she's double-teamed. Not able to play with much space or touch at all because of the stifling defense.
Dom's on the turn. Looking for Williams. That's Chow. Can Lunsford maybe track this? I think she might be able to get there. And that's absolutely really, really good defending coming back. Avani Brandt.
I'm not sure what the referee saw there, but he called a foul against USF. I thought that was just a battle for the ball. And like you said, Charles, with this moisture in the air, the turf is becoming slick, and you're seeing a few slippages out there.
Here's Vasquez, and now Ward for Pagoni. Slid in once more there for Kostmayer.
I think Kenna Roth is having a very good game defensively. She's really picking up those loose balls, winning again, 50-50 balls. She keeps grimacing with that thigh. Let's see how long she can last.
Kostmayer wearing the number 29 shirt this evening, not number 33 tonight. The freshman from Southbury, Connecticut, getting some time up at that target forward spot. And when she did come on, they were able to score that goal. And there she is, Lumi Kostmayer. It's around 13 minutes or so to go until the end of this first half. Williams, left side, still into the feet of Maya Doms, crosses it in, and Megan Nail diving and sprinting right to the top of the six to make that save.
Yeah, very good save, attacking the ball. USF defensively did a very good job keeping the forwards further away from goal, not able to get on the end of that cross. Not a bad cross.
Now Maya Doms on the counter-attack. Looking to play in Lumi Kostmeyer, who wins back possession. That's expert play by the center forward, Kostmeyer! And her shot dragged wide.
And she is a force to be reckoned with. She really put her head down and was determined to get that ball back, and she did, and she got the shot off.
Nice substitute to bring on as well for Sahir.
Well, she uses her body well. She's got a big frame, so she's able to use her body well and hold off defenders, keeping the ball close to her foot. And in that case, like I said, getting the shot off.
El Solo in the game for San Francisco, as well as Alex Carpio on the left side. Some reinforcements for the Dons.
And you can see Lindsay Chow moving over to the right, which I like. That's a really good move there. Keep the defenders on their toes. She's a dynamic player who can play anywhere up front. Left, right, center.
Julia Leontini in the game for Stanford. And Aki Yuasa in the game as well. Here's Paige Rubenstein. Still, Rubenstein has a shot. Oh, and it hits the bar. Could have been 2-0. Very close indeed.
She almost went the length of the field, straight up the spine, without being stopped. Nice run by the center back, or right back.
Rubenstein. And she's closed down there by the substitute. Carpio. Nina Konendaris in the game as well, a freshman from San Bruno. Leontini. Polson. Still Polson. Out for a goal kick.
Good game. Much higher paced game than the men's game started. It's fun to watch.
Stanford, they are currently ranked 14th in the country. San Francisco, 1 win and 1 tie thus far. They both played the Chinese national team, ranked 16th in the FIFA World Rankings, Team China. Stanford beating the Chinese national team by a goal to nil. San Francisco losing 4 goals to nil, but Jim Millender said he loved having the learning experience out there for his side, and he could be able to play who he wanted and really mix and match against a top national team. You don't always get that kind of preseason game, and it just shows that the growth of the women's game, and you can have a high-level opponent like that in a preseason match. It shows that in many ways, women's game here in this country has evolved more than the men's game. Quite rightly so, after many World Cups and, of course, gold medals. But you and I can argue about that.
No argument there. I would just say that also China brought a very large roster, and USF played them very early in the Chinese tour. And Jim Millender was able to play, I think, every one of his players. So good experience to play against a top 20 team in the world.
Avani Brandt. Rubenstein. Samantha Williams. Roth. Ward upended.
Ward doing a very good job to shield the ball in a critical part of the field. Yeah, USF needs a little momentum booster here before they go into halftime. They don't want to go in this state if they can. They want to try to get some shots off goal, try to get a goal themselves. Certainly not give up a goal.
Ward back into the fray, but that's a really good tackle. And then as she slides through was Kennedy Wesley, who had made that tackle. She just kept going, and I think she slipped a little bit on the surface and at the same time clattered into. Was slightly awkward at the same time as San Francisco went to come win the ball. Brandt down the right side. Rubenstein still on her right. And there's going to be a throw-in on the far side for Stanford. Back on in, off the half volley. And another couple of substitutions coming now for San Francisco. Marie Marlowe in the game.
It's great to see Marie back in the game. She went down last year late in the season with an ACL and had successful surgery, and Jim Millender said she's come into camp flying fit. So it's good to see her back in as a super sub. A player who can play anywhere. She has played for Jim in the back, in the middle, and up front.
Leontini into the feet of Kostmeyer, dispossessed. Overlapping run. Can Marie Marlowe beat Rubenstein? Marlowe, and she's got a corner.
And that's the spark that you want when you have a substitute late in the game trying to get back into equal territory, we'll say, trying to get the game to 1-1. The referee telling Paul Hart, the assistant coach for USF, to get back into his technical area.
Paul Hart, the assistant coach for USF, doesn't exist anymore. It's Paul Hart, the assistant for Stanford.
Okay,
Joe Dugan.
He used to be with USF.
There you go. You got so excited to talk about him.
I did.
That's it.
He's a good man. But he was out of the technical area. He was a bad boy. And the referee told him so.
Paul Hart, of course, assistant coach for the San Francisco Dons for a few years, and then he went to the University of Oklahoma, and now back in the Bay Area at Stanford as an assistant as well.
And I believe in between those stints, he stopped in at the University of Washington.
Absolute brilliant coach and a really good goalkeeping coach as well.
Yes.
Knows how to train goalkeepers so well. And it's good to see him back, of course, a good friend of ours here on the broadcast, and loves to give us also plenty of insight.
As long as we root for his Tottenham Hotspurs.
No comment. Back to the football here with 3 minutes to go. Here's El Solo. Ward, a through ball. The goalkeeper all over it. Ryan Campbell. Samantha Williams with that headed ball up into the air for Kostmeyer. I'll tell you, those two, that center forward, Kostmeyer, and the right winger, Williams, who's just scored her third goal, have come on and created quite a nuisance for San Francisco. Crossing the ball in again, Kostmeyer will press. Kennedy Wesley. Throw in for San Francisco on this far side.
And you can see the mist. This turf is much wetter and slicker than it looks. And that's why the ball is going out of bounds a little bit more often than usual.
Taki Yuasa. Now Rubenstein looking to switch the field. She was fouled, Rubenstein, says the referee.
I believe she was just clipped as she tried to pass that ball off ever so slightly. The referee was right there. He had a very good angle of it.
Elise Evans onto her left, looking to chip the ball in. Read well by Kenna Roth. Solo. Lumi Kostmeyer. Will she have a go? Looks like she wants to. Tricky. Kostmeyer save made by Megan Nail. Well done by Nail. And away by Jamison Ward.
Jamison Ward there again to clear the ball out of trouble, having a very good game defensively.
Could have been 2-0 right there. On the turn, that's Poulsen.
And Kostmeyer is really, like you said earlier, Charles, giving the defense of the Dons a lot of trouble. She's a lot to deal with. She's very good with her feet. Lays the ball off nicely for her teammates as well.
Rubenstein all the way to the back line. And that is the end of the first half here at Negoesco Stadium. Two high-flying teams meeting toe-to-toe right here in the heart of San Francisco. And the visitors, the away side, lead the home side. And you would somewhat maybe expect that based on their ranking, based on how they are, but San Francisco holding their own, and I'm sure they've got a lot of questions to ask Stanford, and Stanford probably has a lot more to give in this second half. So at the break, at halftime, it is Samantha Williams' goal that separates these two teams. Her third of the season. She leads all scorers for Stanford with her 3 goals. San Francisco 0, Stanford 1. We'll be back with the second half. Charles Woland, Joe Dugan in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Cheers. More so by the visitors, the away side Stanford, but San Francisco holding serve, holding their own, just down 1-0.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good first half. And I thought it went really well for both teams. Stanford had a little bit higher speed of play and a fantastic through ball on the goal that they scored.
Yeah, their link-up play and how they do on the counter, especially in this game, as well as their back line's been solid. Kostmeyer, and one possession off of that throw-in, and now a San Francisco throw-in. No changes from the way that San Francisco started the game. And just one change, and it looks like for Stanford in the way that they started the game is that their striker, Lumi Kostmeyer, is in the game at center forward. starting in place of Amy Sayer. And that's the one change from the way that these two teams started the game. Of course, there were changes in the first half, lots of changes from both sides. But this is how we start the second half. Some statistics to tell you about as well.
Yeah, just a quick note, I thought Kostmeyer has been doing a very good job for Stanford. Very effective when she gets the ball at her feet.
Yeah, her hold-up play, just expert. And look at that little flick right there. It's Ike.
Well, it was a flick like that that created the goal.
Away there by Cat Hill. Brought back down by Engie.
And the referee allowing for play to continue, even though it was a handball on USF. He felt like Stanford had the ball and had advantage.
Pagoni. And now it opens up here for Marissa Vasquez. Acres of space for her. 4 goals on the year. It's still Marissa Vasquez, top of the area. And it's falls for Pagoni.
And Pagoni would love to have that opportunity again. Unfortunately, she just put it wide. But Vasquez making a 40-yard run there through the spine of midfield. She is so dynamic. Again, if I'm USF, I want the ball at her feet as much as possible.
Yeah, she's the type of player that they expect to unlock a defense. Again, a hat trick against Portland State. She scored against Oregon directly off of a corner. Here she is. For Gabby Rizzo. And the defending, incredible there by Kennedy Wesley. Away by Ike. Throw in on the far side for San Francisco.
Now, if they can play this like
5 minutes into this second half, San Francisco's had a good run so far. It's Vasquez. It bounces right in front of the goalkeeper.
And I'm not sure if that took a deflection, but that's one of those shots where you hit it hard and low on this turf. It's going to maybe slide right in.
It was Ryan Campbell who collected there. She's been sturdy and good.
Nice run of play here for USF, getting a lot of play, keeping possession, and getting in their offensive half.
And that ball to the outstretched foot of Samantha Kerwood-Wagner. No go, and a shot from distance, and it finds the net! What an outstanding goal by Lumi Kostmeyer. The freshman from Southbury, Connecticut, sees Megan Nail off her line, and Stanford leads 2-0 in San Francisco. She has a little dance side to side, and a triumphant goal by the freshman, Lumi Kostmeyer.
And that is really disheartening when you're working so hard, you're doing so well, and then you get a goal like that over the head of the goalkeeper. That's really tough to take.
Well, the home side was on the front foot as well. Here comes Vasquez. Right off the kickoff. Well, that second goal.
Yep.
A really big goal.
Absolutely. So early in the second half. But I like so far the Dawn's reaction.
Here's the freshman, Lindsay Chow. Kosmeyer. And now, Ali Montoya. Still Montoya, the freshman, and Megan Nail makes the save.
And Kat Hill did a very good job, not stabbing for the ball, ushering the forward Montoya away so her angle wasn't great.
Well, there's another look at that goal there. Kosmeyer from a long distance sees Megan Nail off her line.
She sure did. She just took a glance, a very quick glance up, and had to go. And like you said, caught Nail off her line.
Here's Maya Doms. Is she in the clear? Well, that touch just a little bit too much. But Maya Doms wants a little bit more for Stanford here. Last time Stanford was on this pitch, they won 9-0 in 2019. Katarina Macario scored a hat trick
in the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, and had 4 goals early in the second half at that time.
Outstanding player. We were honored to see her play here up close and personal, and she's doing wonderful for the U.S. women's national team.
Yeah, quite a player. And again, this Stanford program has produced so many great players for national teams, specifically the U.S. women's national team. Kristen Press,
who's playing for Angel City FC currently.
The list goes on. Macario, Maya Doms may even get a go.
Oh, I'm sure she'll have a look.
Andrea Kitahara was with the U20s as well. Or excuse me, the U23s. I apologize. The sophomore, who is a high-flying winger. She has not featured so far this season, but spoke with the Sports Information. Important, influential player within this Stanford side. Doms, Engie, they're going to be a force again this year. Junior goalkeeper, solid back line, and you can already tell that just by this opening 55 minutes of the game.
Right. And I'm not sure how deep they are. I'm sure they are, but we haven't seen a lot of substitutions, which I prefer. Kind of gets the flow going, consistency, the gelling of the team.
Doms. Through ball for Montoya. Montoya 1v1 versus Kamansky. She shows her, shows her the outside, and that's good defending by the left back, Kamansky. Pigoni. One back by Ivani Brent. Montoya. Doms. Still, Maya Doms crosses it in and away by Kat Hill. Throw in, corner for Stanford. Taken by Grubel. Outstretched foot of Rubenstein, and Megan Nail comes out. She was fouled in the process.
I'm not sure what he called there because the assistant referee didn't raise his flag. But Nail doing a very good job coming out and meeting that ball high in the air.
Restart for San Francisco. Haven't really had the chance to truly test Ryan Campbell too much.
And it looks like Roth is finally going to have to be subbed out. She has been nursing that left thigh for 55 minutes, but she's done very well. So hats off to her, but she finally comes out, just not able to go much further.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for her, and Jamison Ward will take her place in the back, or they may make some sort of formation shift as well. Chasing this game now, 2-0. Again, this group, one of the most talented groups that Jim Millender has ever had in his 12 seasons at San Francisco. The goal to try to get to this NCAA tournament for the first time ever in program history. We talk about it every year that you and I have been commentating. It seems to get closer and closer every single step, every single recruit, every single match under this program is important. He stabilized the program from beforehand and then some. And this is a great through ball. Can Chow get there? The goalkeeper, Campbell, gets there first.
Campbell doing an excellent job of winning that ball before Chow could win the ball. And yeah, Jim Millender took over a program that was absolutely in bad times, and he has put it in a position to compete at a national level. Here you have a top program, like you said, a top 5 program, and there's not much in this game. With all due respect to Stanford, this is not much in this game.
Yeah, coming into this game, Stanford scored 5 goals. San Francisco scored 5 goals. Although they've played a game more, both undefeated thus far. Stanford 1-0. San Francisco 1 win and a tie. Here's Avani Brantz. Goal scorer, Kosmeyer. Maya Doms. Looking for that through ball via Ali Montoya.
Really good, patient defense by the Dons. They had several players behind the ball.
Looking for Kerwood Wagner there. Samantha Williams with her 3rd goal so far this season.
I believe that was Kennedy Wesley for Stanford on the defensive end, showing a lot of speed in order to get that ball that went over the top of the defense.
Yeah, she's an outstanding player and really gets stuck in as well. She's got stuck into all her tackles thus far tonight, and that's why she wears that captain's armband. Goal kick to the visitors.
I always get a little nervous when plays like that happen at the end of the field there where the turf meets the cement, but both players look okay, so that's a relief.
Here's Maya Doms in the clear. Maya Doms, and it just over the bar. Maya Doms, who wears that number 10 shirt and wears it so well. You'd expect her to score there on the Mac Herman Trophy watch list. $11 goals last season for Maya Doms and 3 assists. Still looking to open up her scoring account this season. Hasn't had the chance just yet to do that, but you'd expect her, if this Stanford team's gonna go a while this season, she's gonna be scoring a lot of goals. That's Rubenstein able to wriggle her way through from that right back spot, continuing to make her run. And on the turn there, put the shot on.
If USF can pick up the speed of play, I think they're going to have a better opportunity. If they're trying to be methodical about their attack, I don't think Stanford's going to put up with it.
Here's Chow in the corner. Still Chow.
And you got to love the tenacity out of Chow, really trying to win that ball back, doing everything she can.
On there by Kamansky. Kennedy Wesley. Kamansky in a foot race with Ali Montoya. And Kamansky taking her time to get up here. And I think she might have a problem here. Allison Kamansky has some cramp going on. And the referee stops the clock. Hopefully get some treatment going.
Hopefully it's only a cramp, but it's kind of not the weather you typically get cramps in. But they are working both her legs, so hopefully she's okay.
Both teams will huddle up a little bit. 27 minutes or so left. 27:23 on the clock left. The clock stopped on that right now as Kamansky gets some treatment. 3 substitutions on the way for Stanford, a few on the way for USF. Oh, 2 for San Francisco. Isabel Esparza in the game. And she replaces Kamansky. Host of changes for Stanford as well.
4 or 5, if I counted correctly.
Kosmeyer. Rubenstein. One back there by Elise Evans and Kennedy Wesley.
Wow.
El
Really
Solo.
calling this game tightly.
El Solo in the game for San Francisco. Kerwood Wagner back in the match as well. And on the Stanford side, Leontini back in the game. The junior midfielder from Danville.
It's a good night for hot chocolate.
Yeah, Aki Yuasa back in the game too for the visitors. And Andrea Kitahara in this match. We chatted about her earlier. Didn't get a chance to play in the last game against Sac State. And so the high-flying winger gets her opportunity. Here she is. She heads the ball down into the feet of Yuasa. Yuasa Kitahara. You can tell how technical she is. She just had a couple step-overs right as she received the ball. It's going to be a throw-in on that far side. Stanford very much in control of this game, up 2-0. San Francisco trying to find some sort of foothold to get back into it.
Just a little spark.
Yuasa Leontini. Yuasa. Back into the area, cleared off the line by Isabel Esparza. Avani Brandt. One back there by Jasmine Aiki. She has been a handful and just very dynamic in central midfield today for Stanford. Does it all, can be a target.
Yeah,
Box-to-box midfielder.
Absolutely. They really look for her, and then she spreads the ball around if she doesn't take a defender on.
And Isabella Esparza moves from left back to right back as Allison Kamenski back in this game. Lots of changes for San Francisco as Ward goes to the deck there. Kosmeyer fouled her. El Solo trying to win back the ball, but Aiki, so good, bringing that down. Alex Carpio won back the ball there, and she was fouled. Solo for Cat Hill. Carpio looking to find Kamenski, and she does that. Stanford so good defensively, winning the ball back.
Well, they never seem out of position, do they, defensively?
Elise Evans, ball over the top. She's clattered into. Carpio maybe going to be booked here. Referee going to have a chat with her first. I think That's probably the final warning, Joe. What do you think?
I think she has another one or two in her bag before she gets booked.
What was funny, because in the first corner on this far side.
Like on Rizzo, yeah.
Yeah. But
unlike the men's game where they were coming out of the pocket every other second in the second half, am I right? And which led to the red card because the Northern Illinois player got 2 yellow cards. Not 1, but 2.
It's good to be back commentating these matches with you, my friend.
It's always fun, Charles. We got to keep it lively here. And hopefully everyone at home is enjoying this. If you can't make it out here live, it's always good to tune in. Send us a text, send us a Twitter.
Kosmeyer! That's her second! A brace! Lumi Kosmeyer having quite a night tonight. Have a bow as well. Lumi Kosmeyer, her second of the evening. San Francisco 0, Stanford 3.
Yeah, really well taken. Hard low and right to the corner to beat Nail, the goalkeeper.
The freshman from Southbury, Connecticut is lighting it up tonight. Not just scoring goals, but involving the rest of her team in the attack. She has been an absolute difference maker for this Stanford team. She didn't start the game at center forward, but as she's come on, they've scored 3 goals. Ball over the top there, front by Pagoni. Looking for Esparza.
And that's what good teams do. They really take advantage and put away their opportunities, and that's what Stanford has done tonight, obviously on 3 goals.
San Francisco 0, Stanford 3, around 20 minutes to go here at Mega Wesco Stadium. Vasquez, and her shot goes wide. 4 goals on the season for Vasquez. Can't count out San Francisco just yet. Can never count out the Dons, especially what we saw in the first match of the evening, in the first game of the doubleheader. And
that was a fantastic finish. It just, like you said, Charles, just shows you never give up, you never quit, you keep going, you never know what's going to happen.
Here's Samantha Williams, who scored the opener of the evening. Both Williams and Kosmeyer tied with goals so far for Stanford this season. 2 substitutions once more now for the Cardinal. Being withdrawn is Jasmine Ike. Looks like Abby Grubel back in the game. Ball swerved in here off the head of Kat Hill. And Katie Duwong as well in central midfield. Don's defending well in numbers there off that corner, but retained by Stanford and through the feet of Avani Brandt.
The USF, in order to counterattack or try to build out of the back, they need to play much wider. They're playing very narrow and too direct.
El Solo, she has a go. Ryan Campbell off her line for a moment there. And perhaps the moment was just closing as Solo hit that, but good stuff from the sophomore. El Solo. And you can even hear the USF chants over to our right from the stands, even from the young youth players that came and did the walkouts and played at the halftime game here. The stands packed, regardless of scoreline, continuing to root on their team, the San Francisco Dons. Atmosphere buoyant indeed. Even down 3-0, they'll still chant.
Absolutely, and it's fun to see. Smiles on their face, kids running around. It's great.
Got a lot of pieces off the bench, this Stanford team.
And they continue to attack. And an attack in numbers. Look how many players are in advanced position.
At Hill withdrawn. Samantha Reyes in the game at center back for Cat Hill. Excellent take here by Leontini. Still Leontini. She has a go. Many step overs, then over to her left foot.
But again, a good job defensively because she was ushered away from the goal, taking a strong angle away from her shot.
Down the field by Megan Nail. Throw in for San Francisco just in front of their bench. Final 15 minutes or so.
And what Stanford does really well as a team is they move tremendously well off the ball. If you've noticed from the wide angle at home, players are moving at all times, anticipating teammates getting the ball, then they're in position to get that third pass. And that's what these good teams really do. They move as a unit really well off the ball and together.
Here's Chow. Kamansky's ball. Kamansky looking to find Carpio. Off the foot of Pigoni. Here's Samantha Reyes. Great little first-time ball. Back turn to Isabella Esparza. Orchestrating the back line. Getting some minutes tonight in place of Cat Hill and Kenna Roth. And good for her, the sophomore, getting some time.
And that's what these matches, I think, can help a team improve. Even with the loss, you can improve through minutes, experience, and learning from, playing against such a top competitor.
Restart coming now. Looking for Kita Hata, second ball. Almost won back there by Grubel. Ryan Campbell, absolutely excellent. Hasn't had a ton to do, but again, she's been good out of the back with her feet, orchestrating her back line. It's done a majority of the work for her.
And that's so important because those goalies have a very good view in the field, and they do need to be leaders and orchestrators of the shape back there for the defense, as well as the midfield.
Well, you can hear someone rile up the crowd right in front of us. Again, talk about the atmosphere. It's not bad at all, especially with the mist and the fog coming in here. Looks like a few people are leaving, but I'll be fair. Nobody's really leaving, and that's what makes a good soccer community, good football community, however you call it.
There's still Dawn Dogs for sale.
How many have you had tonight?
Unfortunately, none.
Okay, that's good. Are you sure?
I wouldn't mind,
okay.
But I haven't had time. We've been busy.
Yeah. Under 12 minutes to go here. Back to the football.
Unlike Harry Carey, I don't eat on the mic or drink.
Okay. That's good. San Francisco 0, Stanford 3.
Or sing.
Well, I think you're probably a good singer, but we haven't heard it yet. Maybe the fans haven't either. Have to entertain us at some point. Here's Kita Hata. Such a great player, Kita Hata. Had the chance to do Stanford, Oregon last year on the Pac-12 networks, and Kita Hata so good in the wide channels, and she's going to have an amazing career. You can already tell. Just a sophomore with the U23 team. And the flashes of brilliance, the technical ability, just when she gets on the ball. Step overs, how she faces up to an opponent 1v1. The type of player that can certainly be an example for so many others that want to play the game at the top level. Here's Jamison Ward. I'm sure she'd love her team to get a goal back or two. Performed so well in big games, Jamison Ward. Again, she had that mythical goal against Santa Clara early in the second half last year in the Dawn's famous win against Santa Clara. And at that time, Santa Clara was actually the defending national champions, and they were defeated here on this very pitch, 2-1, courtesy of Jamison Ward. Stanford, the national champions last time out in 2019, right before the pandemic. Santa Clara, the national champions in 2021, the immediate last national championship right after the truncated season in that spring session of 2021. So lots of very good teams San Francisco will continue to face.
And, again, speaks volumes to the talent we have in the Bay Area. I mean, if you look at the Stanford roster, there are very few players not from the Bay Area.
Kelly Pagador in the game as well for Stanford. A sophomore from Roseville. Looks like Jamison Ward going to be withdrawn here in this final 8 minutes.
And again, this is a great opportunity for Jim Millender and his staff to get playing time for, players who may not normally but against a top competitor. So that's going to pay dividends down the road, and that's what they're really looking for, is to be ready to win the WCC.
Alex Carpio in the corner, going on a bit of an adventure over there on the right.
Well, she definitely turned on that speed, didn't she?
Absolutely. Again, the freshman from Union City. Seven minutes to go here.
And then we'll be back on Saturday night, I believe, for a men's game here at 7 p.m. at Niguesco Field.
Yeah, that'll be the next broadcast. San Francisco men's soccer versus Niagara. Ball almost finds its way through. And Megan Nail hangs on there. Coming up next for San Francisco, they'll be on the road Sunday evening against UC Davis.
Little undefeated climate.
Yeah, they're undefeated on the year, UC Davis, but I'm sure Jim Millender and his staff and this group have some ideas for Sunday evening, and if they can get a result there as well, and a couple more heading into conference play, could string some good stuff together this season.
Yeah, I see UC Davis, led by Tracy Ham, knocked off Santa Clara earlier this preseason.
Yeah,
at Santa Clara.
It's a good side. Ball in the corner here. Cross back in, top of the area. Here's Marie Marlowe. And she clears it. Final 5 minutes to go. And what has been somewhat of a routine game here for Stanford as they've really settled into it, felt comfortable in this second half, getting that goal early in the second half, actually against the run of play.
But Charles, I think you're right. I think settled into the game is actually the right term. They've really become stronger as the game's gone on. They've really started connecting 4 and 5 and 6 passes, and here you see them continuing to attack.
That's Katie Duong. Nia Harrison in the game at right back. Madison Asen at center back. One back by Giulia Leontini. Anna Gerlach in the game for San Francisco at center mid. And Marie Marlowe will chase this. Ella Huang in the game as well at left back for this San Francisco Dons side. Here's Elise Evans. Katie Duong. As the clock clicks under 3 minutes to go, Marie Marlowe still wants to get on with it, pushing her side ahead.
And what I like about Stanford is they're not letting the pace of their game slow down, even though they're up 3-0. They continue to play fast, play in 3 and 4 and 5s, continue to have combination play as they move forward, like here.
Leontini for Elise Evans. Samantha Williams got a touch in there and cleared away. Here's Marlowe to alleviate some pressure. Wants to have a go down this left side. Looking for one of her teammates in the center forward channel. Not gonna happen, as we've got around 2 minutes to go.
And this field is wet. You can really see it. Without an actual rain, but I must say the turf is holding up well. There's no puddling or pooling of water.
Here's Kita Hada. And away by Huang. Just 1 minute to go now. And what has been a really nice evening of football and showcase here in the Bay Area between these two teams. And a nice win for the visitors, the Stanford Cardinal, who have come in to Negoesco Stadium and been comfortable for the first bit before Stanford scored for sure. It's still trying to get one of those first.
I think there's a lot of positive moments that the USF can build upon. They just have to be more consistent for longer periods of time.
Samantha Williams opened the scoring in this game, but the true headline goes to Lumi Kosmeyer, who scored an outrageous goal, the second goal of this game, chipping goalkeeper Megan Nail and beating her off her line early in the second half to make it 2-0 and effectively put this game to bed. She then added a second on the night, getting her brace to make it 3-0. San Francisco hung in there, made lots of changes, but it is the visitors, the Stanford Cardinal, winners of 2 out of the last 5 national championships, who have never lost to USF, and USF has never gotten a result against Stanford. That wait will go on, but these two teams seem to be getting a little closer and closer, sometimes in talent and in recruiting.